everybody. So how are your conversations at the table? Enlightening? Interesting? Get anything cool out of all of that? Hopefully you're getting to know the people that are at your tables, and this is why. First of all, let me say, my name is Deanna Moran, and I am the owner. I am a Shine coach, and I am also a wellness guide. And I have a Re-Energized Sanctuary, which is a wellness center, which is only a couple miles away from here, maybe 2.5, maybe 3. And we help people feel their best inside and outside with this amazing equipment. You'll have to ask me more about that. And this week, we're actually having a very cool special. We've changed all of the systems to broadcast love frequencies. So if you want to do something fun for Valentine's week, because we're doing it all week long, please check out Re-Energized Sanctuary and come and bathe in love frequencies with somebody you care about. Okay, so that's me, a little bit about me. And then I just want to share the purpose of this evening, the purpose of this event specifically, is to really get to know the human beings that are behind the businesses and the business owners that we're meeting and getting to know. Because it speeds up the trip to really getting to trust people and getting to do business with people that you trust and that you care about. And I got to tell you, the thing you're going to hear tonight, from three different speakers, stories about love. My favorite topic, I promise you, because I think, honestly, I used to say this in some of the networking meetings I would go to, and I would always ask people, how many of you have spent time, money, and energy increasing your knowledge and understanding for your money and your future and your financial lives? Good, good, good. How many of you have spent time, money, and energy increasing your knowledge about your career, about the things that you do? Well done, well done. How many of you have spent time, money, and energy enhancing your knowledge about love, relationships, and your connections? Well, you guys are doing really well. I've seen so many more hands up to this night than I've seen in most events. And the thing that I always tell people, of career and money or love, which one is the one that you're going to go to your grave having had more meaning? All right? So love is my favorite conversation and topic, myself at Re-Energized Sanctuary and with all of the work that we do. So that's going to be exciting. We're going to hear about love. One of the things that I want to do is share with you why it is I'm participating, why it is I volunteer my time with this group and specifically with Ryan. Ryan Henry is doing work in this community to help bring people together to know each other, to care about the people in your community, to actually know the people you're doing business with and ask them how are they doing, and if they're falling down, that we reach out and catch them. And when a man is doing connective business work in our community like that, I'll do anything I can to support him. So that's why I'm here, because Ryan Henry is the gentleman who is at the heart of not only the Sparks event, but all of the events that we're doing, that he hosts all of the Connecting Learning, INSPIREsmall.biz, and it's wonderful work. And he's genius at it, and his heart is at the center of all of the networking that we're doing. So please, I want to just please, all of you, put your hands together and give the warmest welcome to a gentleman doing business with heart, Ryan Henry.
There we go. Thank you, Deanna. So, new this evening, wireless microphone. So it's going to take us a bit to get the hang of it, but it means a much clearer, and we're getting better about hiding our wires in different spots. So I'm Ryan Henry, the idea guy and co-founder of INSPIREsmall.biz, and we're here this evening because our daytime events are really good about getting to know people and their elevator pitch and what they do and who they help. But this event here is a really good opportunity to understand who are the human beings that we are connecting with. And I really love the format of what we have here, because each month we get to hear 3 incredible speakers around a central topic, and we are not going to disappoint in that tonight. But before we get to our first speaker, I want to invite up to the stage for a moment Chris Reed, who founded Sparks and took it its first 10 years along and before INSPIREsmall.biz took over Sparks this year. So please give a big hand and welcome up to the stage, Chris Reed.
Okay, so I was going to do something in 3 minutes, but I'm doing it in a minute. So along the lines of love, you got this idea in networking and business. Who here is single? Raise your hands. Okay, so those of you that are single, those of you that are in business, who's in business development? Right here. Okay, so this lesson is pretty simple and directed to those folks that raise their hand. Anyone gets you no one. So a lot of people go to networking events and they say, hey, I'm looking for anyone that looks like this. Any homeowner in Hamilton County, something like that. Those kind of things get you no one. The idea that you're out there looking for love, it's the exact same thing. Are you looking for blondes, brunettes, redheads? Are you looking for short, tall, thin, whatever? What is it that you're looking for in a partner, et cetera? And again, with this much time on the clock, the idea is if you can get really super specific and you can tell people that you do decks, pergolas, and porches in Hamilton County, people could remember that. And so get focused and you'll get more. Thanks.
So, our first speaker is a gentleman who is a wonderful photographer, and he has so much heart. His favorite conversation is also love. So, Marty Moran is the gentleman who is at the heart of Whitehot Headshots. He's also an author, and more spectacularly, he's a husband of more than 50 years and absolutely loves and adores his wife. I have heard so much about his wife. So I would like you to please put your hands together and welcome Marty Moran.
Hi, everybody. One thing about me is I love love. Now, your foundation starts with, everybody has a different foundation, right? So you have to start someplace. All of us have foundations that are built. Now, in my case, my foundation starts with God first. If my funnel starts with Him, then the love that He has for me flows downward. And that's the reason why I can say my beautiful bride, who I've been married almost 52, it'll be 52 next month, she's very important to me. So if I don't love her right, all my other relationships stink. And then the third part of that love thing is, guess what? I love you guys. Now that's going to sound kind of weird coming from somebody talking about business. But in business, I can share more about that in a minute, but we have to love each other. If we're not, we're spending our time judging each other, correct? I don't want to spend my time doing that. In my business, you all know that have been to see me, you know I study eyes. And eyes are what? The window to the soul, right? So I want to share that when I'm talking to people and they come to see me, I want them to feel the love that I feel. So I can tell when you're sitting in front of my camera whether you love me or you're trying to sell your junk to me. I know the difference. I can tell. And I'm telling you, some of you in this room would start out and you'd look like you're selling junk to me until we start working at it. There's several in here who have had headshots from me. And that's the whole idea behind it. I want my business to be a place where you feel loved. So I expand from that all the way through everything else that I do. But let me tell you something. There's a big nugget in this room that we can, if we get a hold of, it's a big nugget. And imagine for a minute that your love is this big. Okay, just imagine. You'll all stretch it out. That's how big your love can be. Now, if your love is really big, guess what happens? You find room in your hearts for all these people in this room. But when your love starts diminishing with people, what happens the opposite way? We start judging people. Well, this one, I don't like blondes. I don't like redheads. But I absolutely love Silver. Because she's silver-haired beauty. She went from yellow to silver. But here's the thing about love. If you love people, your mind is less cluttered in business. We're business people. We have to learn how to love people and not judge who comes in and out of our doors. I don't really care. If you have love in your heart toward people, guess what's going to happen? More people are going to come see you because you're not spending so much time in your eyes judging what they're wearing, how they look, how they smell. It doesn't really matter. If we really love people, guess what? It's going to change our perspective. So inside of your own hearts, figure out what's really important to you. Is it about loving these people, or just selling your junk to these people. Because if you don't love them, you're just selling junk to people, if you know what I mean. Thank you very much.
Now I would like to invite up Marshall Morris. Marshall is a veteran and the founder of Dying Defiantly. And they actually help people to live their lives to the fullest after a terminal diagnosis. Please put your hands together and welcome Marshall.
Hey guys. Hey everyone, I'm Marshall Morris. Hey, thanks. A little bit about me, of course, obviously, terminally diagnosed in July of 21 with cholangiocarcinoma, which is bile duct cancer, if anybody doesn't know what that is. And so they basically told me that by July of 22, I would not be here on this earth anymore. And so I told myself, what can I do to help others? What can I do to be a service to other people? So 8 days after I was diagnosed, I started Dying Defiantly. And as of right now, we've helped over 13,250 some odd people. And it's a big deal because to me, it's like, I think that, you know, it's said in the 1 Corinthians 13:13 that faith, hope, and love abide. But the greatest of that is love. And what greater way to show love than to be there for somebody in their darkest hour? And so that's what we try to do. And so that's a little bit of the backstory on me. You know, Oxford Dictionary defines love. And sorry, guys, I had surgery yesterday, so I just coming out of the anesthesia. I just want to make sure I don't miss up anything. But so Oxford Dictionary says that it's an intense feeling of deep affection or a great interest or pleasure in something. To me, love is an incredibly subjective thing. We can all look at it different ways. We all can look at different ways of loving one another, non-platonically, you know, family love, the love of romantic love that most of us are used to. And so what happens when you have a terminal illness is that changes. In your life, a terminal illness will change everything around you, including your relationships with others, especially your significant others. So as men, we're very physical in our relationships early on. That's what we want. That's what we're looking for. It becomes the last thing that you're looking for when you're dying. Okay? It's the last thing. You're not looking for another lay. You're looking for another day with that person. Okay? And that's what I try to explain to people. And so what happens is the caregivers go through this whole stage of, is it me? They're in torment because they think that they're no longer attractive, right? But intimacy changes during this time period, and intimacy becomes something that's so amazing that sometimes it can be just looking in their eyes, and that could be an intimate moment, okay? Or doing something, laughing about a treatment that you just had. You know, so many things go on. Like during this time period that most people will never imagine how love changes throughout time. You know, obviously that physical love that we had, that romantic, deep physical attraction led us to this point, but what becomes bigger? How does love improve your life? Are you loving somebody every day? Are you loving the people that are closest to you? Are you being a blessing to somebody else? Somebody the other day asked me how to be a better person. I said, you practice at it. Just like a sport, just like anything that you want to get good at, you practice at it every single day. And that can be just a compliment. That can be helping somebody else. That can be just being more of what they need, okay? I mean, one of the things that is most important is, to me, my significant other, okay, Angela, she has gone through this whole stage with me. We'd only dated seriously for 6 months before I got my diagnosis. And I gave her the out. I said, if you'd like to step away, I'd understand. I wouldn't expect anybody to go through this journey with me. It's okay. You can walk away. I'm not going to be mad at you. And she's like, I'm not going anywhere. AKA her nickname is Donkey. But, you know, so obviously she stuck right with that. And she stayed with me through this whole journey. And now, here we are, 21 months past my expiration, based on what every doctor said. And, you know, and the charity just keeps going forward, helping other people and being there. And sharing that love with one another is the most amazing thing that you can do. Love's going to change in your lives. It's going to happen. Something's going to come along. Just don't turn away from love. Embrace it. To me, cancer is a love of mine. It's a blessing. It took all the negatives that society had put on me, okay? A little bit of ego, a little bit of materialism that success had given to me, and a little bit of self-centeredness. And in an instant, it wiped it all away. And what it did is it left behind a heap of clay that I could actually mold into something that my friends, family, and God could all be proud of. So to me, cancer has been a blessing. It has been a love of my life because it's something that I never would say I fell in love with. I fell in love with cancer because it takes me and makes me look at things that I would never have looked at. It makes me face the things that I would have never faced. It's made me a better person, a better father, a better grandfather, and a better lover. And during this time period, that's what it's all about, love. Thank you.
Thank you, Marshall. Well done. Thank you so much for sharing. Our next speaker is Samantha Tishner. She is the owner of Heal First Coaching, and she works to help make sure that women can learn how to love themselves after divorce. Please take a moment and welcome Samantha Tishner.
Okay, here we go. Thank you. Okay, first off, I would like to say I am Sam. I'm not Samantha, I'm Sam. Everybody calls me Sam, so just want to put that one out there. But happy Valentine's Day to everyone. So today, I wanted to share a few things about love. So I have some friends that I used to work with that they called Valentine's Day Single Awareness Day. And then I have other friends who were just so upset because they felt like it was just Hallmark's long-time running marketing plan. So the greatest campaign that they had. So with Valentine's Day, with a lot of people, there's a lot of different emotions that come up in regards to Valentine's Day. So it may be, the emotions of, okay, so how many people in here love Valentine's Day? Do we have anybody? Anybody? No hands at all. Nope. Oh, there we go. We have one. Very good. Okay, so how many people feel that they have reacted to Valentine's Day because of somebody made them think they needed to? They felt that it was necessary for them to do something for Valentine's Day because they were pressured by their Valentine. Anybody have that experience? All right, okay, we've got some people there. And the last one, how many people are in the bucket of Valentine's Day is one of those days that just irritates you? Why does somebody have to tell you it's a day that you have to show love? Anybody in that bucket? Anybody? All right, there we go, thank you. So, all joking aside, Valentine's Day has a lot of different emotions and feelings for different people. And the women that I work with, we go through the gamut of all of it. So today, I am not actually up here to talk about Valentine's Day and the commercialization of love. But today, I want to talk about a different area of love. And we're going to talk about the everyday love. So, talking about the everyday love, thank you very much. There are different kinds of love, and we've already heard it from other people. We have the love for family, we have the love for friends, you have the love for your parents. Some people have love for their siblings, some people don't. You have love that is the romantic love, that's, your partner, your girlfriend, boyfriend, your spouse. But in general, today, I want to talk about a love that's more all-encompassing. The love that I want to talk about today is LOVE, and that is living our values every day. So if we live our values every day, then we are going to be able to show love to everyone that is in our circle. We are all unique and beautiful in our own way. God has made us who we are and to be who we are and to connect with those people around us. So if we are focused on living our values every day, then we will be able to share love and grow stronger relationships with all of the people that we are in. The big thing about love and sharing relationships is making sure that you're not seeing somebody as an object. Being able to see somebody for who they are and not think of them as just an object but really see and get to know who they are. So in our lives, we're going to start with the L for love. So the L in love is all about living. What we do when we are living is we are being present in where we are. We're not just existing, but we want to be present in every situation that we are in. So that is when you are with somebody, whether it's sharing a cup of coffee or spending time with them talking at dinner, it's being present with them. So how many of you have sat with a loved one and not said a word, but were sitting on your phone or computer or completely ignoring the time that you have spent? Has anybody experienced that? Yes, I think we all have. I know I have too. And how many of you have done something to where you're talking with somebody, you get a message on your phone, you look down at your phone, you're texting, I'm listening, but you're having a conversation with the person that's on your phone. How many have done that? Do we feel that that is being present with our people? So one of the things that we're doing with the living is trying to be present and making sure that we are truly seeing the people that we are with and making sure that we are seeing them for who they are and not letting that technology overtake. Our next one is O. The next letter is O, and that is for our. Our signifies unity and together. I have a friend of mine who bought a fruit tree and planted it in their yard. And she was so upset after a couple of years, this fruit tree was not producing any fruit. And she was really upset about it. So she went back to the nursery and said, okay, what do I need to do? Expecting to get a laundry list of this is all the stuff you have to purchase to be able to nourish the tree. They asked her, how many trees do you have? She said, one. I said, buy another one and plant it right beside it. Because a fruit tree planted alone will not produce much fruit. But if a fruit tree is planted with another, it will produce abundance of fruit. That's how we are in our lives. We were meant to live in community. We are meant to grow together. We are meant to live together, live our lives together. We are meant to live in unity and togetherness. So our next letter we have is V, and that is value. So living our values. Our values are our compass of how we live life. That's how we treat other people. That's how we treat ourselves. So finding the values. Values can be kindness, respect, and empathy. And I use these three because these three can truly, I feel like they're the unsung heroes of love. So kindness with one another, it creates a connection. If you have respect, you are seeing the other person's value. You're getting to know them and seeing who they are. And empathy, you can understand what they're going through in their life. It's getting to know them as a human and not as an object that's in your life. So if you do nothing more than just focus on those three values, the kindness, respect, and empathy, if you focus on those three things within your relationships, you're going to make stronger relationships in your life. You will be able to create more love in your circle, and that is something that is a beautiful thing when it starts to happen. So our next letter, and the last one, is every day. Try to make this something that you do every day. Living our values every day. What are your values, and how can you live those every day? The everyday love is not the grand gestures, it's the small acts of kindness. It's the little things that you do for people and with people that are going to make the biggest difference in this world. So, and in your circle. So it's very important that each of us do the small little things. So, in closing, on this Valentine's Day, I would like each of you to truly Find your values. Live your values every day. Share them with other people and make sure that it is something that you truly strive to do to improve your relationships and improve your world overall. Letting go of the what we have to do, giving yourself permission to pause on the technology and just show up and be present. Doing those things is going to help you to develop a better and stronger relationship. So I encourage each of you to live your values every day and for everybody to go out and have the rest of a happy Valentine's Day.
Awesome. Thank you, Sam. So let's give it up for our speakers again tonight. Weren't they great? So in closing this evening, there's a few people I want to thank. The Northside Events and Social Club, didn't they do a good job on everyone's dinner tonight? At our production table here, we have Ray Mills from RM Media, Pavithri Kilgore from KPSK Consulting. Give them a hand. At the check-in table, you have the other head of KPSK Consulting, Spencer Kilgore. Give him a hand. And a couple of our sponsors, John Cannon at My Car Doc. Let's give him a hand. Allisonville and 82nd Street. He could fix nearly anything with your car. So a couple of events I want to share with you before we close this evening. This Friday at 8 o'clock a.m., we have our next business spotlight in the Greenwood, Indiana area. We meet at the Greenwood Community Center, and that is an incredible event where everyone who shows up gets 45 seconds with the microphone to talk to the whole room and tell them who you are and who you're looking to meet to keep the lights on for your business. Our next business spotlight on the north side in Noblesville is March 8th. So that's a couple weeks from now. And our next event here is Wednesday, March 13th. And our theme for the month next month is courage. And so I'm happy to share with us that we have our 10-minute speaker next month sitting here. And Mark Light, let's give him a hand. We're going to hear his presentation. We have 2 more speakers that we'll be revealing soon. So please make sure you join us again next month here. A great evening of inspiration and great presentations. And before you leave here tonight, if you met someone that's interesting, make sure you set a follow-up appointment with them, because networking events are only effective if we're following up with the people that we meet. So I'd like to ask each of you and challenge you, make sure you set an appointment to get coffee or to meet them at their office or invite them to your office. Get to know the people that you meet here, because it helps us all build a much stronger business. And that's what we're trying to do with each of these events, is to help everybody be a more effective business owner, more revenue, more success. So I'd like to thank you very much for coming this evening, and we'll see you next time.